Alright, welcome back to Rube's Reviews. Just got this package from Revtronic. They sent me a flashlight. It's an F30B and it should have an output of 800 lumens. I'm really excited to open this one up, so let's get to it. Right. From Revtronic Tech Co. Ltd. A high performance flashlight. 800 lumens, 16,000 candles, 1 hour, 252 meters. Good for 1 meter underwater and can withstand a 1 meter drop. Has a Cree XML2 LED. They say the max output is 800 lumens. They can do more than that if you overdrive a little bit, but for good life expectancy, 800 lumens is pretty good. Digitally regulated output, maintains constant brightness, 5 modes, high, mid, low, strobe, and SOS. Made of aircraft grade aluminum and is IPX7 water resistant. There's some extra O-rings in here. We've got a user manual. Comes with a charger and an 18650 lithium ion battery. And the flashlight itself, it goes in like a normal battery. I'm just curious to see if they sent it with a full charge on the battery. I'm actually getting 0 power out of this battery. I took each one of these flashlights, different kinds of flashlights, tested their lux output. Just used my phone sensors for measuring that. It measures it in lux, and it may or may not be accurate to scale, but every company that measures that has their own way of doing it, and those values are always different. So there's no consistent way to measure that, but it works well for measuring the difference between each light that I try. Some of this may have something to do with the focus of the light. This one has an adjustable focus on it, so you can essentially zoom out and it basically just blocks the light, so it doesn't really focus the light any better. So that one actually had the least amount of usable output. This little one I have here is supposedly the same LED dye, and it actually did really well. It has a wider spot, so it actually measured less, but visually it looks about as bright coming out of the flashlight, and I showed that earlier. Now in Revtronic's F30B, it has a very deep reflector. Let me show you. In this one, the reflector is about 2 centimeters deep. In the Revtronic, it's got to be a full inch. It's a deeper reflector and has a much tighter beam. So when you shine this across the yard, it's a lot tighter. So the usable light, the usable lux coming out of this is a lot more focused. So on the sensor, it had the highest measurement. Something that I wasn't sure about earlier, but I just found out, which makes this even more cool for my purposes, is not only does the lens come off, there's the glass lens and the reflector comes out. Also the top piece comes off. All of these have O-rings to keep it waterproof, dustproof. So there's the module that has the LED in it. It looks like it's coated with some sort of grease. It looks like some red grease. That probably helps it be waterproofed. So up to about here is where the LED is. So there's some empty space in there for the reflector to go. Now for laser enthusiasts like myself, this would be an awesome host to put a really big heat-sinked laser diode inside. This is about 1.5 inches diameter, so you can get a good heat sink in there. The module itself has 2 indentations there that you can actually unscrew this out of this module. And then it's a single cell. Cap comes off as well. I don't know if they have an extension for this. That'd be really awesome if they did. But in any case, for a single cell laser diode build, this is an awesome host. These other flashlights I've gotten for $12 or less, or free in some cases. So here's one with an XML-T6. It's a 2-cell. It's a very wide pattern. This is just a simple Harbor Freight LED one. You need to see the difference there, obvious. This is another Cree XML-T6. This is actually one of my favorite ones. It's super bright. And then this is the Revtronic. So it is bright. It looks like this one here is brighter. This is a Fandy Fire I got from T-Mart, just a cheapie, $12. It doesn't have some of the bells and whistles. It doesn't say it's waterproof, but I think it might be. It's got the rubber O-rings on it. Actually, this one here might be brighter as well. This one is supposed to be a 1200 lumen. It's not. It's more like 500 or 600. Obviously not very bright. This one is supposed to be a 500 lumen, I believe. And this one is supposed to be an 800 lumen. It doesn't look like it's quite holding up to what's advertised. It doesn't look like 800 lumens. However, on the beam, on the spot, you can see this one here is the Revtronic. It has a much more narrow spot than any of the other ones do. This is the Fandy Fire right here. Its spot isn't as bright as the Fandy Fire there, and the Revtronic here. It's a tighter beam, but I don't think it's as well. It's putting more light in the spot, so it may have more lumens there at the meter. So this is the Revtronic F30B. It's $23, and it's a really cool little light. Oh, also wanted to mention the battery I said earlier wasn't charging, or wasn't charging. The battery that I earlier said had no charge. I put it in their charger, and it is now holding a full charge. So I don't know if that was by design, how that happened. If the charger is meant to revive batteries, I'm not sure. But what I do know is that this is now holding its charge. So it did not ship with a bad battery, or maybe it did, but the battery now works. So the charger works great. I'm charging a few of my other batteries with it. If you like the video, give it a like, subscribe. I've got other products that I'll be doing reviews on that are really cool. As always, thanks for watching, and your support is always appreciated.